Okay guys, so this first bit is just going to be some W key tutorials on how to get into people's boxes. So this first one is just going to be a phasing trick. What you're going to do is you're going to build a wall here. You can open the door, wrong door. You open this door. And what you can do is you just stand right here, and you kind of build. You just break the wall, right? And as you can see, part of us is just in the wall, so we're phasing. Now, if you crouch and you put your foot in, they can't really see you, so you can get a shot off, and you can also put a ramp and flip it just for some piece control and just for some more control in the box. Or you could put a cone, which is usually what I do. You could ask my friends. Whenever I get into their box, I just put a cone. So yeah, and you can just do whatever. And it's sometimes you can also trap them in a cone. You can just edit it and get a shot off, which is really cool. Yeah, so that's the first phasing technique. The second one is gonna be just a ramp, right? So if you have a ramp, you're doing whatever, you're on top of it, what you're supposed to do is you can half the ramp, but flip it towards the box, or you can completely flip the ramp, and it's just a full ramp. I wouldn't do that unless I'm up here, so if I am gonna completely flip the ramp, if I can edit it, if I was gonna completely flip the ramp, you probably wanna stand back here, face this way, and then flip it, so you get under the ramp, right? What you wanna do is you hit the wall once with your pickaxe, once with your pump, and now it's one shot, right? If the wall's full and wood or whatever. So now what you want to do is you jump and you time your pump shot perfectly, and you just rock right into their box. They can't do anything about it, right? So yeah, you can just do whatever. Again, same. You can do a ramp. You can do a cone. Do whatever. It's just a phasing technique. It usually works as long as you time your pump correctly, or you can do it with the pickaxe too, but it's just not as good. All right. So this is gonna be not a phasing technique, but just a nice way to get in someone's box. What you want to do is you're on top, right? Make sure they don't edit you down, do whatever, you know. Don't do anything. What you want to do is you want to aim for this right here. You see that? It'll break the floor under the cone. So once you break it, you can place the floor and then go for the cone. And then once you get it, you just edit into their box, do whatever. I always place a ramp here because the thing is they could either be here, which I can generally just like flip it like this, or I can flip it like that and get a shot off, or I can flip like this and also get a shot off. If it's on me, you know, I can do that. And if they're back there, I can shoot it at them. But if they're back here, like I put the ramp in this way, if they're back here, all I have to do is flip it this way. Bam, shot, and I can shoot through the ramp. Easy, they're dead. Or I hit them for a good amount. So yeah, that's a good way to get in someone's box. Remember, all you're doing is just breaking the floor under their cone. So you aim for this right here. You see them doing damage to the floor, not the cone. All you do is you hit that, place the floor, and you can do it. Yeah, you're in. All right. So the next one is actually pretty cool. All right. So this one requires an RPG. So if you're lucky enough to have an RPG, I'm not sure if they're vaulted in this new season. I think they might be vaulted, but this used to work if RPGs do come back. What you want to do is you get on top, you build 2 walls, you stand right behind the cone, you shoot it here, and it doesn't do damage to you, and you can fall into their box, get all their walls, do whatever, and then boom, you get a shot off, they're dead. So I'll do that one more time just so you can see. Let's say there's a box, right? Get on top, build 2 walls, get behind the cone, jump. As soon as you come down, shoot it, you don't take damage. And just make sure I'm not making this up. I take damage from the RPG, right? So, oh god. If you want to, again, just 2 walls. As soon as you're falling, you're in. Easy dubs. You're in the box, get a shot. You can take their walls and hop out of the box, do a quick edit player, do whatever. Super easy. You can also reload your RPG and they're dead, right? Super simple. Hope you guys enjoyed this bit. Now we're gonna go to the actual building side. See you then. Okay guys, so these are gonna be 2 building tips you can do. The first one is gonna be just a simple cone jump, right? But instead of going to the side, where you'd put a floor here and then put a ramp, right? What you're doing is you're actually going straight forward again. So if we just restart, what you're doing is you're gonna put a ramp, cone, jump, floor, ramp, and then you keep going, right? So you just do whatever. Usually you can do it faster than that. Yeah, so that's it. It's pretty much all it is. It's just a cone, ramp, Same thing, it kept going the other way. It's just a little, I like it better because if your opponent is behind you, like let's say you're building up, obviously, I've done my 90s, you know, I'm here, and they get, they're doing their 90s, and for some reason you mess up or something, they can put a ramp here, and then they can put a cone or whatever. All you have to do is like this, and you can go forward, place the ramp, and they can't hit you, right? So if I just break this wall, all I do is jump, floor, ramp, they can't really hit me from back here, so I can just build my walls, go do my 90s, do whatever, and I'm safe. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Alright, let's try the next tip. Okay guys, this is going to be the last building tip, and then we're going to go aim in settings, right? So it's super simple. I'm not going to really show you guys this other than the one tutorial. All you do is your 90s, you put a ramp here and a cone. You can also put a ramp and a cone here, or just 2 ramps. I usually just do 2 ramps, so just 90, 90, do whenever, you can do it in random 90, ramp, and then just keep going, right? So 90, 90, ramp, and then go. I don't usually put cones because they're weird on controller. I usually end up coning myself. Like I'll try and 90, and then I'll go here and then cone, and then sometimes it'll place right here because I'll look down and it'll be like that, right? So it's whatever. Just it's super simple. It takes a little bit to learn. I don't know why. It's just a little different from what we usually do. So remember again, it's just 90, 90, ramp, right? And you shoot your ramps out here. Hopefully they place. Usually they don't for me. But yeah, the good part of this is sometimes when you're doing your 90s. Sometimes you're doing your 90s, right? And you put the ramps and the cones, it'll either catch your opponent sometimes, like if you actually end up putting the cones out here, because sometimes you can do that, or they sit here and wait because they think you're gonna edit out of one of these cones, right? So they can line up a shot, do whatever, but you're actually still doing your 90s. So it's actually really cool. It's just kind of like a divergent thing, or like when you're scissor ramping, you know, you can when you're scissor ramping, you can throw double cones, right? Double cones, right? So you can just edit up and do whatever. And that second cone caught them, right? So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one. Okay, guys. So this is going to be kind of a settings thing. I'll show you my settings. I have a pretty low sense, except for editing is pretty fast. And my building is pretty fast. So, these are my settings. I play on Legacy. Yeah. So I have 2.5 build sense multiplier, and edit sense multiplier is 3.7. I have vibration off, controller auto run on. Look horizontal is 45, 45. No boost, no anything other than that. My ADS is pretty low, but it's good for tracking. 0 seconds dampening time. That's very important. Always turn dampening time off because it makes your I'll show you. So I put it up to 20 seconds. I guess I can't really show you. I'm moving my controller now, right? It's just, it takes so long for the controller to actually go full movement. See that? I can never do the flicky movements that I really want to do. Like I'm trying to do my 90s, doesn't work. And if I turn dampening time down, I'm doing the same movements with my joystick, and it'll work. What dampening time does is it doesn't put your cursor up to full speed for 0.2 seconds or however much you have it, right? So if you really want to get good, turn that down, turn it off, really. And it's way easier for some slight adjustments in the air or whatever, and for fast edits and stuff. That's usually, I'll just jump in, turn around, and hit someone. It's just really good for stuff like that, like just edits and stuff like that. I just love it. Just turn on your dampening time, turn on all the boosts. Trust me on that. All right, and probably find a mediocre sense at first, like medium instead of super high and stuff like that. Remember, boost ramp time, all this stuff off, off, off. And the next thing is your dead zones. You want these to be as low as possible, right? So I'm gonna put mine down to 8. I have some stick drift-ish, I think. Yeah, I have some stick drift there. So I'm gonna turn my dead zones up because I don't want stick drift. That's bad. Oh, this is so weird. Yeah, so I'd go all the way down and I'd turn those off. Or I'd turn them back up to 11 where they were. Now you always want these as low as they could possibly go, because when they're as low as they can go, dead zones are pretty much, you have to move your joystick, the distance you have to move your joystick, and it won't like actually function in the game as movement, right? So I can barely budge my joystick and it won't go into the game as movement because my dead zones are higher than the movement of that I'm doing with my joystick. But as soon as I pass that dead zone, it goes into the game and boom, I can move and do whatever, right? So it's pretty much just really good because it helps your tracking a lot. Yeah, trust me on that, right? That's one thing you always need to have as low as it can go is your dead zones. The next thing is more of a just an aim thing. So I'm just gonna go to exponential. So I started on regular. I'll go to regular real fast as well. So regular, like just not advanced, beginners, right? You still get dead zones and you still get multipliers, right? Oh, this is so much slower. So with this, oh God, with this, okay, that's way better. Never mind. With basic, it's such a basic movement. Yeah, with the regular settings, it's such a basic movement compared to you can totally mess with your settings with this one and just see what you like. And yeah, it's just I think you should always switch to advanced, whether it be exponential or not. People on basic settings don't actually function or don't actually play as well because they can't aim as well. I think these are called legacy settings, or they might be basic. I don't know, but what I play is legacy is actually wow, legacy is horrible. That's the aim assist one. I play linear, right? Exponential is it's like an input curve, so exponential is more smooth, I think, and it's better for SMG aim, and I think the aim assist is a little bit stronger than linear. Yeah. Oh, this is horrible. I hate this. I play on linear since it's way slower than my regular sense. With linear, it's right up to max. With exponential, it's more of a slow. With exponential, it's way more of a controlled arc. It's like nice and how do I say, smooth, right? It's not just boom 0 to 100. It's more like a 0 to 25 to 50. Like you can go slower on that. It's way better for beginners if you want to actually try and go to advanced settings. With legacy, it's more of a flicking movement. It's boom 0 to 100 as fast as your joystick moves. It'll move in the game. Like that's what I play on. That's what a lot of pro players play on. It's just so much. It's so much better for edits and stuff. I really love it, and for aiming especially because you can straight just flick at people and do whatever and edit. But yeah, I like linear. If you're a beginner and you wanted to switch to advanced settings, I recommend switching to exponential and then eventually going to linear. Linear will fill fast if you don't switch to exponential first. I recommend just staying up late, playing with a friend, and then before you go to bed, or just when you're kind of tired, that's what I did. You just play with someone who's not as good as you, and you can just keep testing your settings. Like I switched to exponential just to figure out how it felt like, and then after like 2 weeks of getting good on exponential, I switched to linear, and now I'm way better. I'm still not very good though, so yeah. This thing that I'm about to say is, it's a mechanical thing. It's not a settings in-game thing. This is installing trigger stops in your controller. For doing double edits and stuff. It's way easier to use. I'm playing on a PlayStation, so input delay is a big thing. For double edits, it's the worst, right? But if you have trigger stops, it reduces your trigger pull, so you can just build things, do things a lot faster. It's only on your big triggers, not on your bumpers, right? So it's just it just makes double edits way easier, right? And even any edits really, because it's just everything's faster with your triggers. Now I was thinking to switch. I was gonna switch my confirm. I was gonna actually switch my reset to my left trigger because it's actually faster. The trigger pull is faster than my bumpers, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So there's one thing you have to worry about is if you put trigger stops in this controller, you have to have another one because basically the games have different trigger points on your trigger, right? So for Fortnite, for it to actually function in the game, it's 0.1 or 10 or yeah, 0.10, right? But for Minecraft, it's something else, right? So if you wanted to play Minecraft with the controller with trigger stops, it wouldn't be, it wouldn't function. The triggers wouldn't work. Nothing would work, right? I figured that out the hard way. So just think about that. You probably want to have an extra controller. Yeah. If you want me to post a video on how to do the trigger stops, I will. Basically, all you're doing is cutting up little zip ties and then super gluing them to your triggers. It's super easy. I enjoy it. Makes the game so much nicer. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want me to make more tips and tricks videos on how I got better and how I'm getting good on PlayStation, I will. See you guys next time. Peace.